Okay, hello everyone. This is me. This is where I am in Malmö, in Sweden. And today we're going to do two things. We're going to take you around the website and show you some of the features and how it works, and especially how you register and how you get started. And we're also going to talk a little about the ideas behind the YMP and the crowd learning method that we are using in this program. What you have to think about and what we hope that we could bring to you in your local classrooms. Because as you will see, the YMP teacher, you as a teacher, you're playing a really important role in the whole process of doing this course. So I hope that all of you have seen our website, this one, and that you also have registered already. If you haven't done that, I'm just going to show you very quickly how you do that, how you line up as a teacher, how you put in your teacher application for the YMP. The first thing you do is that you go to this Join Now button here. When you push that, you come to a prompt where you are asked to enter your email. And I have, like in a good cooking program, I have prepared here with an email that is set up just for this occasion. And then I push the next button. And you can see here that there's a progress bar up here. So this is the first thing we do. We join and then we go to the next step here. And here it's a simple CAPTCHA you find on every website almost today, where you're supposed to put in the letters in the box above. And you have to fill in this, tick this box also. And then you go to next. And hopefully you will get a little message saying that you are now registered and there will be an email to you with an activation link. So if we switch browser and we go to our mailbox for this account, you can see that we have received an email, and here you have a link saying the mail is saying welcome to the YMP. You're just one click away from becoming a member of the community. You can log in by clicking this link or by copying and pasting the link at the end of the message in your browser. So this is where you go to if you want to activate your account, and then you need to set a password for the website for your user ID. So I create a password here. Oh, that was not good enough. And I apply that. And by doing this, I have actually earned my first credits. So now I am in. I have a user ID. I can sign out if I like, and I can sign in again with using the email and the new password that I just got. So here we are now. If we continue, we come to the first mission. The whole course is set up in steps, missions or levels, whatever you like. They are very similar to levels in a computer game. And actually, setting up your profile is the very first mission of the whole journey. So here you need to put in your name, my name here, and it's very straightforward. You go to the next step and you select, this is not really when I'm born, but you choose a gender and a date of birth, and you go to a location. And in my case, I'm in Malmö in Sweden, so I just write Malmö here. And then I push the search button, and the system is searching for a location with this name, and you can see that here we have a couple of suggestions, and this is the correct one. So I go to the next step here, and here I can choose to upload a picture of myself, or I can choose an avatar from the choices I have below. So I think in this case I will choose an avatar just for being quick. But I could also choose a picture. It's exactly as any social network here. And by doing this, I have actually completed the first mission in the course process, and I have also earned my 100 first credits. And this is something that happens all through the education. You fulfill missions and you get credits. You interact with others and you get credits. We are counting credits all the time. If you have a very good grading on an assignment that you have produced, you will have more credits. And if your assignment was not so successful, you will have lower credits. So it's very much about the credits and chasing the credits. And that is explained. What we do in the next mission, now I started the next mission here, is actually to explore the platform. And as you could see, there's a little text here talking about the credit system that we have. And also a new icon shows up here. This is the credit counter. So now I have earned 200 credits out of the first 500 that is needed to get from rank 1 to rank 2. And this counter just goes on and on through the whole course. And when you have finished the YMP course as a student, you have something like 35,000 credits altogether. So you have to you have to do a lot of missions to complete the course. There's a new icon showing up here, and here you can see the active mission we have right now is explore the platform. That's the one we're working with. This is the symbol for missions, so you can always go there and find your active missions. We also have a system that we call awards. That's the next icon. You get credits for everything you do that we want you to do. If you collaborate, if you post assignments, and if you fulfill the course, you get credits. But certain steps are also awarded with certain awards. So there, for instance, there is a member award, and as you can see, I have already received that member award because I earned it when I signed on to the website. I have already described myself, so I have also the autobiographer award, and obviously I'm among the first 5,000 members on this particular part of the platform, so I'm also a pioneer. If I go to the next step, I can see my network, and since I don't have any, it's only me in my network so far, so all the stories here from the network are just about what I have done. But as soon as I have more people in my network, all the stories that shows up here are the latest stories from my network. And the final step here is the inbox. That's this icon, and here you can find messages that are sent to you through the system or from other users. So that was a little tour around the platform, and while you took this tour, you actually fulfilled the whole mission, and you have now you have fulfilled the next mission, and you have earned 100 new credits. This is pretty much the way it works. Let's see now if I lost my connection. No, I cannot have lost my connection because let's see. It's always, things like this always happen when you don't want it to, of course. Yeah, the next mission that is opening up now, for one reason or another, we lost the contact with the server there for a moment, is a tour of the course. So here we have a little introduction to the YMP course, and I'm not going to read all of this. You can do it yourself when you register, but you step through this, and here you have a very important screen. This is actually where you choose if you want to join the YMP as a student or as a teacher, and we choose, of course, a teacher. And in the next step here, if you are registering as a teacher, you have the possibility to connect yourself to a school. And I'm located in Malmö in Sweden, so I can search for the schools that we have in Malmö. And as you can see, we have one school here that is connected to the YMP. And if I choose that school, all the things that, all the information that is necessary to register a new school, they are filled in here. So I just confirm that they are correct. If I didn't have a school in my city, for instance, if I put up a new city here, I don't know, but a small city somewhere where we don't have a school. This is another city here in Skåne. Oh no, yeah, in Skåne. Let's see, I don't think we have a school here. No, no schools are coming up. And then there is no school. I can't find my school. Then I have to fill in the school name here. And I just take my step through this and fill in all the information about this new school. And then I verify it in the last step and I send it in. But as we know, my location is in Malmö, and that is a place that we already have here. So, and we have my school, and I have already selected that. So I can confirm that the information of the school is correct and go to the next step. This is where this tour ends. If you have come this far, you are ready to participate as a teacher in the YMP. What we do from here, if you have registered at a new school, what we do here is that we verify that your school really exists. We only have teachers and students from existing schools in the YMP. And if your school is already in the system, the verification is done either by us or by some of the trusted users that we have in this school already. But this is as far as I would like to see all of you teachers. I want you to go all the way down to this final screen here. Because what's happening next is that as soon as the application is reviewed and you are accepted as a YMP teacher, you can start invite students. And I will show you later how that works. But I just wanted to show you the registration process as the first step of this webinar. Do we have any questions on this?
No, not yet.
Everything is crystal clear and it's no problem whatsoever.
It seems like that. Let me repeat only, we have a few new ones since I said it from the beginning. There are two functions on your little webinar desktop. One is a hand. So if you want to speak to Torvald or me for that, please push that button, and there is only also a question form. Please use that if you have any questions which I can answer during the webinar. So please continue, Torvald.
Yeah. Okay. So Now we have registered, and then the question is, of course, what are we going to do with this program? What are we trying to do with the Young Masters Program of Sustainable Development? And the method that we are using in the Young Masters Program, we call it crowd learning. It's basically a crowdsourcing of information from all around the world that we use as a living textbook online. This means that in order to get that information and get it in real time and from the reality, we are asking our groups to do investigations, small research missions outside of their school or sometimes even out in nature, and post it to the website. So most of the time that your students are working with the YMP, they are working offline. And we have groups in rural China and in Africa, in many places around the world, where students are doing most of the work offline. They are perhaps using printed versions of the screen dumps that you will see here, the PDFs, and they are posting their assignments from an internet cafe if there is no computer at the school. So it's quite resilient when it comes to bandwidth and demand for technical equipment. Of course, you cannot see all the features that you can see if you're online all the time, but you can still participate and be a part of the YMP even if you don't have a computer 24 hours 24/7. So this here you have 2 or 3 Chinese YMP groups in southern China with their teachers, and they are doing YMP work right now. They are participating in an online course, but there is no computer and there is no connection. So what they are doing here is that they have been given a task and they are trying to find out what they are going to post back to the global classroom from their little research activity here outside their school campus. What we try to, and the reason why we want to connect so strongly to the reality of our participating students is that we want our students to do something that really contributes to sustainability. And the reason we want them to do something is that that is the best way to learn, simply. If you try to disseminate information that you have gathered on yourself about your local community and you compare it with perspectives from other parts of the world, it makes you reflect on the possibilities and the situation you have in your local community. And at the end of the course, you are actually able to use all these skills and these insights to set up a little YMP project of your own, a change project. And these projects, that is the final mission of the whole course. So it's possible for a student to just take the basic course and then get the diploma. But if you want to have the really high-grade diploma and also be invited to different conferences and conventions and things like that, you also need to do a project work. And as a teacher, you have the possibility to regroup your students before they step into the project work, because we know that sometimes there might be a couple of students that don't want to proceed and go for a project work and a project presentation. So you might want to switch your groups or regroup them a bit, and that's also possible on the platform. But we are really promoting these change projects because they are so inspiring for everyone that hears about the YMP. This is really the final result of the education and what we want to communicate to our community and to other students. Sometimes we have social projects like students in Portugal connecting to students in Africa and creating a little program for exchanging material. We had a Chinese group a couple of years ago that created a biogas generator that actually was possible to produce, and it was working. and very affordable also. It's a little invention really. And we had a similar project from Sweden on wastewater, biological treatment of wastewater, using Swedish plants to do that. So we have lots of small social entrepreneurship projects, true innovations, and very clever ideas. And this is really inspiring because, as you know, and I think that's true for any teacher that is trying to educate in sustainability wherever you are in the world, you are dealing with some really difficult problems and some big issues, and you need to have something to balance that with. And all these small success stories from all around the world, amazing things that have been done by someone that is just the same age as you are, with the same, perhaps even less possibilities than you have. They have achieved so much that is really inspiring for our students. So we will really ask you to try to inspire your students to go all the way through and fulfill the change project. This is what it looks like when you go into the global classroom. And there are a number of features here that I want to show you briefly. You can see on the map where the other small groups, YMP student groups are, in what countries they are. You can see some of the random members here. You can see the classroom schedule down here. Here you see a number of missions and also the date when you're supposed to have fulfilled them. We have not fixed dates for the start of this course. It's actually, we are creating new global classrooms all the time. As soon as we have the necessary mix of students from all around the world, we set up a new global classroom. But you as a teacher, when you create your YMP student groups, you have the opportunity to also set a preferred starting date for that particular group. So you can actually have groups that are starting on different dates if you like. And you can do this some time ahead also. So you can already now this spring put together groups that will start next autumn. So it's quite easy to plan it if you like to do that. And for us, it's also an advantage if you do it early because it makes it easier for us to create the groups. So here we can see that we have a Chinese student, and she has a couple of credits. She's in the beginning of the course, not so much credits yet. And you can see that assignments have been posted here, and there is also some interaction going on between the students on the platform. When you are doing the course, you have a different view, and here you go through the steps that you read a background text first, and then you have an offline activity where you're supposed to find out about something in reality, and then you post it to the website, and finally you verify it. I will show you more about this later. And here you have the icons that we had a look at earlier. You also see your calendar status if you're on time or behind the schedule. Every global classroom has a calendar of its own. We estimate that you need approximately 1 week for every mission. With the offline activities, that is about the time that you will need. So, to just recapitulate things that I've been saying over the last few slides, in short, to put it short, what you do is that you create smaller groups of 3 to 5 students, and the smallest unit you will need to get started in the YMP is just 1 committed teacher and 3 students. That's all you need. And students should be something, we are targeting the course content towards students that are 17 years old, but we have students that are 15, and we have students that are 19 and even 20. But the program is open for secondary high schools around the world. So if you have a primary school, for instance, you will not be accepted, your school will not be accepted in the program. We are looking into the possibility to open up other versions of the YMP for also younger and older students. But right now, the target group is secondary high school, more or less. So what you do with when you have your 3 to 5, and a teacher can have at least one group of 3 students or up to 5 students, but you can have as many student groups as you like. So you can register a full class, 30, 40 students, but you have to divide them into these smaller groups. And then you switch between local discussions in your local group and classroom with your teacher, and getting new missions and discussing your local findings in the global classroom. So you go between online and offline all the time. And feedback is provided on the platform by other teachers, by us, and by other groups all the time. And feedback is also compulsory. So you do 2 research assignments, and then you step into a feedback assignment where you are asked to give feedback to other groups. If you fulfill all the 28 missions, you have the possibility to receive a YMP diploma. And you can also follow your diploma in real time and see how new items appear on the diploma. And finally, if you fulfill also project work and you upload the project work that is graded and approved, you are also eligible for lots of exciting things that we invite you to. For instance, participation in international conferences and YMP conventions and in partner events and so on. We are also planning for follow-up courses, especially one on social entrepreneurship, that will be open only to groups that have fulfilled the project work. So that's another reason why you should go for the project work. So what we try to do is to find the perfect mix between the situation in the local classroom, where you have your local teacher and the interaction with the student one-on-one or as a group, and the possibilities to connect to the world that you have with the computer. But most e-learning programs that you have today, or distance education programs, they look like this. It's a very lonely setting where all your classmates and your teacher is on the other side of the screen, and you're acting through the screen all the time. But we already have teachers in the local classrooms for the YMP students. So we don't want to replace this guy with a computer. We want to keep teachers and make them a part of the community. So they have, you as a teacher you have a key role in the process of the YMP education. You interact with students in other parts of the world and other teachers and so. But what we want to add to this picture is a window to the world from this local classroom, because that is something that a computer really could contribute with, to take you out of the box, so to say, but not replace the teacher and create lonely individuals. So the YMP is group activity. We have these small groups, and they are coming together in the global classroom, which is a gathering of small groups. It's a bigger group, but with people from all around the world meeting up in the global classroom, where we give them the same task, the same background information on a global sustainability problem or global sustainability solutions. Actually, we are talking much more about solutions than problems in this education. It is just in the beginning where we are giving the background information. We are talking about the sustainability challenges, but later on, as I think already in mission number 8, we are on our way talking about how we can solve these problems. But we give the students the same task. Can you see examples of this sustainability challenge in your local community? That is the question they have now when they are going out in their local realities. Or if we are talking about solutions, out of all the solutions that we have mentioned in this mission, how many of them are used in your local community? So they go out and they try to find out, and they come back and they have different findings or sometimes similar findings. And both both results are interesting because they add up to the picture of the state of the world right now when we discuss this particular question. And you compare your notes and you compare your perspectives, and you discuss why is the solution that we are using not used by you guys. Why do you have a completely different solution? Is it because of the culture? Is it just because of lack of knowledge or money or technology? Or is it because of something else? And it's really interesting because you open up your perspective and you learn a lot about the world also at the same time. But it's not only a forum or an exchange of information, it's also competition. You can present your assignments more better. There could be different qualities in your presentation. You could put more effort into your work when you do your assignments, and you can be more or less clever when you discuss your findings in the global classroom or in the assignment. So assignments are rated, and based on that rating you get credits, and there are some project works and assignments that are really good, that get high grades and higher credits. So there's an element of competition here also that drives the process. And there is also a pedagogical approach where we add complexity as you go through the course. So we start with some very easy questions, and in the final missions we are discussing really complex issues, global climate negotiations and things like that, stakeholders in society, things like that. So that is another curve that is following you through the education. So at the end, when you have fulfilled the whole process, you have lots of international perspectives in your local classrooms, and all these small stories from around the world could not have been, you could not have achieved that multitude of stories and perspectives through a textbook or through a website or something like that. It is actually the eyewitness stories from your peers around the world that gives you this deeper insight and understanding into the sustainability challenges, global sustainability challenges. So that's the method. That's what we try to do. And as you can see, there is always a switch between offline and online activities. Actually, the blue field here, offline activities, that is where we spend most of our time finding out things. And online sessions, that is where you get the feedback from others and where you get new missions that you have to fulfill. And as we go through this process, complexity is increasing. But what is also a central part here of the method is that your story is always needed to drive the process onwards. Your local perspective from the small village in Indonesia where your group is at is necessary in the global classroom, because that might be the only voice from Indonesia. Without you, there will be no Indonesian perspective. And in the same way, when you come back to your local classroom in Indonesia, all of the small groups of 3 to 5 students, they have been to different global classrooms with different setups. So you have slightly different experiences and stories that you can disseminate in the local classroom. So you switch in between, and all the time your story, your perspective is necessary for the process. And that's something that we think is a reason why you can create engagement, because you are a part of the process, and you can really see that without me, something is lacking in the next step. So we try to educate our students and reconnect what they learn to their local experiences. We try to connect them with each other. They meet with new people that they wouldn't meet with otherwise. It's not like Facebook or social network where you meet with people that you already know mostly. Here it's more like starting a new class where you have classmates from all around the world, and you can learn to know them if you like. And you also can feel that you're part of something that is bigger than you. there are lots of groups doing this all around the world. You're connected to something that is bigger than yourself. And that is really important when we're talking about sustainability challenges, because they are also big and demanding. And if you are a part of a connected network around the world with people that are trying to do something about the challenges, that gives a lot of meaningful inspiration to our students. And we are promoting action. We want them to use their insights and use their knowledge and try to make things happen in their local community, especially in the project work. The project work is mostly graded based upon how much the project has contributed to sustainability in the local community. And of course, we connect people with very different backgrounds here, teachers and students from developing countries and industrialized countries, and you have a diversity of cultures, religions, backgrounds, and also different styles of education. So it's really interesting. And by doing this, we think that we also try to do what is central for any educational effort, especially today. I think it's really important when so much of the learning goes online, to try to break out of the filter bubble that is created by many of the social networks and search engines, where individuals are shown information that is based on what they have been information that they have been searching before, or information that has been filtered through their friends that probably are similar in many ways. So even if there are similarities when it comes to the surface, on the surface with the YMP, with Facebook, for instance, under the surface, it's quite different, because we are connecting people that didn't know each other before and that have completely different backgrounds, and that could give you perspectives that you didn't have, and that your friends on a social network couldn't give you either. So we can see that many of our students show a lot of innovative thinking and collaborative creativity in the local perspective, but also on the global level. And we try to encourage them to apply the knowledge and the understanding of the solutions to local conditions. So we try to go from sustainability problems, just describe problems, to try to work with solutions. Even if it's in a small scale, we still do something, and then we can scale it up with all the other groups that are doing the same thing around the world. And we can also see that we sometimes, in a very concrete way, are contributing to local capacity building. Schools that are adopting this method and use it as a general tool in education throughout the school, not only when they're online with us, but also in other activities. They are using group-based and problem-based learning, because they can see that the students are actually better prepared for higher studies if they have this experience. We can also see that the insights about global sustainability reach our students at a very important time in life, just before you go out and choose you select your higher studies and so. And of course, connect people around the world and create understanding, which is something that is crucially needed in the global sustainability work everywhere, from the local level up to international climate negotiations. The lack of understanding for different perspectives is a major drawback today. So that's the vision we have for the YMP, and that's what we're trying to do. And then, of course, we know that this first version of this open platform is not perfect in many ways. There are lots of things that we have not implemented yet, and there will be changes to the platform. There are a library of ideas that we have not implemented. But I think that when you participate in the course, still will get this feeling that you are a part of something that could grow into this great mission that we have for the YMP. Another important thing that I want to stress is that we want the education to stay free for young people everywhere. And with a new platform, we have also made it possible to scale up, so we can really take on any number of students that wants to participate in this. So I hope you are willing to follow us for this year and coming years also. It's going to be very, very exciting. If we go back to the platform, I just wanted to show you some features. One feature for that's good to know is that it's prepared for Google Translate. So if you, for instance, want to, all the pages that we have here, they are also possible to take through Google Translate, and all text and even the buttons here, they are they are catching up the language, so you can see the whole website in Chinese if you like to, and we have all the languages that Google Translate have. So that is something that is used by teachers in many parts of the world, just as one thing that can help you out when you get stuck. Another important thing that you can use is the help function here. But we have tried to create a website that is rather self-explanatory, and if you get stuck and if you don't understand, we are so happy to have your feedback and your questions, because that makes it possible for us to improve the website. I also want to show you a feature. Let's see here. I need to switch website here. No questions so far?
No, actually not. So please push the little hand on your widget if you have any question. So.
No, I need to close this one. I'm looking for this one. Just needed to have this. And then what I'm doing now is I'm signing into a demo version of the website as a Chinese teacher. And this is a demo version of the website, but here you can see the classrooms. That it's just one classroom for this teacher. And here you can see assignments that have been posted. And you have the student groups. That's another view that we have here. She has just one student group, and if we click on the student group, you can see the members of the student group here, 3 members in the group, and the missions that they have fulfilled and where they are in the course and how much they have done of the course, and all the assignments that they have done. So if you click here, you can go to the logbook of one of the students, and here you can see the assignment that they have posted. So it's quite easy to keep track of your students with the student group view, and you find it there, student group view. So if you have one group, it will look like this, but if you have 10 groups, say 30, 50, 40 students, then they will line up here, and they will be, you will see them in the order of how far behind they are. So the groups that are lagging behind, they are always on top to get your attention. And the groups that are on schedule, they are green. They have green bars here. So the red is a marker that this group is behind schedule. Another thing, a very important thing I want to show you here, because as a teacher you have all the icons that the students have. You can have your personal network of people that you are interacting with. You can see your awards. You can see the missions that you can do, but I want to highlight this teacher tools. This is a very important little view. Here you have access to the whole course content. Students have to open up these missions one by one, but you as a teacher, you can see them before the students see them. So you have access to the full course material before the students have it. And if we go into one of the missions here, you can see there's a similar structure to all of them. There's an introduction first, and then the learning outcomes are described, and then you go right into the background text, and at the end you have the learning activity, the task for the group, what you're supposed to do. And then you can also see as a teacher what kind of criteria we are using for the feedback grading. For all of these missions, there is also a little teacher guide where you have even more information on things that you can discuss in the classroom, and other links that you could use for giving your students even more information. So this is really helpful. And then you have the practical things that you need to do. Invite a student, to create a student group. All of that is described in the teacher videos that you find down here in this video. So for instance, if you want to create a student group, you can have a look here, and there is a little film showing you how you do that. So you go to the student group view. That's the view that we were looking at just a couple of minutes ago. And you will of course need at least three available students to be able to create a new group. And the students that you have invited, they show up here when they have chosen you as a teacher. They show up here as available for you for creating new groups. So here you have a pool of students, and you just drag and drop them into the slots. There are 5 slots, so it could be 5. That is the highest number you can have. And then you set a date for this little group of 3 students when you want them to start. And then you push the submit button. And then you have created a new student group. It is as simple as that. So the drag and drop is used for most of the things that you do in order to manage your student groups and your students. And the same thing if you want to add, you have the possibility also to add a co-teacher, and that is a teacher at your school that you want to work together with your students. And you do the same thing there. The teacher applies for being a YMP teacher at your school, and once they are accepted, they will show up here when you choose add a co-teacher. And you just drag and drop that co-teacher. You can have just one co-teacher for every group, and then you submit. And this is also a very simple way to switch teachers. For instance, if you are going to another school and you want to give your groups to another teacher, you take them in as a co-teacher first, and then you step out as a teacher, and they could select another co-teacher. So and you can also, there are a number of videos here, and if there are based on the questions that you are giving us, we create new videos to describe exactly how you do when you manage your groups. So that was what I wanted to show you during this webinar, and I think we have a couple of minutes left, so I want to take the opportunity to use them to answer questions if you have any. So over to you, Håkan. Do you have any questions?
No, it doesn't seem like that. If anybody have any question, please push the hand, or else. No, it seems like we are finished today. Thank you very much, Torvald. And thank you all participants. Just one more thing. This recording is going to be on our website. So if you want to watch it again or show your colleagues, just log into goymp.org and you will find it there from tomorrow. Please don't hesitate to email us or whatever it takes to get you started. We are here to help you. Okay, thank you for today.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.